and Hillis! How you doing? You all right? Imagine. All that hype in him is like, squeak, squeak. You guys are amazing. Whippy Comedy Fest, we sold this bitch out. Fuck yeah. Amazing. Give it up for Darren Pyle, Quincy Martin, Ronan Geisler tonight. Give it up for 12B Show, Cherie, and the staff back there. If you're still hungry, raise your hand. Kitchen's closing. Supposed to be Darren to doing that, but I had to fucking do it. So there you go. Now we can get this night started. You guys good? Amazing. We've had such a super long summer. I don't think we even had a winter here in Whippy, right? Even though I felt that, right? It was great. It's the first time in my life that I was able to walk to the beer store with no jacket on, got shit on by a seagull on Christmas Eve. Wasn't the kind of white stuff I was looking for, you know what I mean? And by white stuff, I mean cocaine. I knew Whippy liked that one. There's a bunch of coke heads in here tonight. This is such a great country, man. Weed's legal now in Canada. I know if you're a Liberal fan, whatever, we don't like you. But hey, the country's getting better. It's getting better. They're going to legalize stuff that's going to do things good for people, man. Like, for instance, cocaine. Could you imagine what that could do for constipation? Hey, the old people? Hey, be great, right? Liquid shits. You just go to the hospital, like, I'm full of shit. And the doctor's like, just gives you a bump, just shit right there. Shoots out of you like a missile. Clears all your bowels. Fuck the liberals. Conservatives, bring it in. Yeah. Funny shit there. I used to when I was younger, I used to play a lot of hockey. I used to do a lot of cocaine. I used to shit a lot. I had a fast metabolism. I used to skate everywhere, just shit everywhere. Never needed to go to the gym ever, right? I had a baby in the pandemic. That's why I'm a pandemic daddy, which I'll tell you about later. And look at this belly now. Look at this thing. So I started to go to the gym to try and something new. And I just noticed the gym wasn't for me, right? Because I actually pulled a muscle in my neck doing legs. How does that even happen? I did 3 squats. On the 3rd squat, I heard a pop. Right? You old people know about that neck, eh? Hey, you in the middle table there, you guys know about, you know those, Hey, you walk around, you make that annoying noise, Why do you do that? Fuck, you can't turn your head that way? It's the worst. You know? I left the gym after doing 3 squats. My legs were sore. And I walked home and I got inside the house and I was just like, fuck. Fuck. And then I heard my wife go, quit jerking off in there. You're gonna wake up the baby. You know? Can't do it, man. But I'm super hyped that we do have summer now. It's great. And I wanted to get back into playing sports again and shitting and getting back into losing weight, right? Like, so I joined this co-ed volleyball. Yeah, there's some people from volleyball here tonight, you know? And I'm really competitive. And I got out to the court the first year and I was like, pass it, bump it, spike it. Get in position. And one of the girls looked at me, she goes, you're ruining the fun for everyone. This is a fun league. I said, it's not fun, we're fucking losing. Get in position. Right? So I went home, whatever, came back the next week. I'm like, that's it. We're going to win this week. I see a guy on the other side of the court. He's wearing a black shirt. I fucking start spiking the ball. I'm hammering the ball, serving it. He's just taking off the face. He's just taking all these balls off the face. Just keeps on taking his ball off the face. Right? I looked at my team. I'm like, the guy in the black shirt, he fucking sucks. Keep smashing the guy in the black shirt. We can win the game. We can actually have fun. Same girl goes, he's got one eye. I said, when I'm done with he's got no fucking eyes. That's how competitive I am. True story. Another true story for you guys. A terrible day the other day, I had to go and have a colonoscopy. A few of you guys have had a colonoscopy in here. Yeah, let's cheer for it. Stick it in my ass again. I liked it the first time. It was actually the worst experience I ever had in my life. I'll explain it to you. You gotta drink, for anybody who hasn't had it, you gotta drink this liquid, right? And it flushes out your system. You got nothing left. You drink it, tastes like shit. You flush it out, right? And then you go to the hospital, and then you put a robe on you, and your ass wiggles out. Whatever, that's not the bad thing. Then you lay on the bed, right? And the nurses, they're all nice, and they say, Mr. Hillis, we're gonna put this mask on you, and you're gonna count down from 20 to 10. And by the time you get to 15, you're gonna be passed out cold. I'm like, I'm not gonna feel a thing. You're not gonna feel nothing. Perfect, put the mask on. They put the mask on me. I'm like 20, 19, 18. Doctor walks in. He's like, Agnes, is this the new patient? Yes, it is. Goes to put his hand in his glove, goes to stick his finger in my ass. She's like, he's still awake. I'm like, 16, 15, what? Ah! I fucking fell asleep with his fingers in my ass. I'm like, what kind of colonoscopy is this? You know? I had nightmares in my fucking knocked outness, right? Nightmares that I'm gonna be on the next fucking Netflix special. This doctor's Dr. Asshole fingering my ass. You know, and repeatedly. I woke up, he's at the edge of the bed smiling. I said, you better wipe that fucking smile off. He's like, Mr. Hillis, calm down. You got good news and bad news. I said, give it to me. You already gave it to me. He's like, well, the good news is that you have no polyps in your ass. You have no cancer. I'm like, okay, well, that's pretty good, yeah. They're like, what's the bad news? Well, the bad news is that you didn't drink that liquid that we gave you because I actually got some shit on my finger. And I was like, I guess we both did it wrong then, didn't we? Fucker. I left the hospital like this. You know? I was so mad, I was angry. You know, I was like, what's going on here? Right? It's terrible. I got picked up because they don't let you drive when you go to a colonoscopy. I don't know why. Like, you can't drive, you had fingers in your ass. I don't get it. What, they think you have a dildo in the car or something? Like, just sit back on it? Like, you can't drive. I'm like, okay, whatever. So my wife picks me up. And I said to her, get out of the car. I don't care what they said. I'm driving. She goes, what happened? I go, I'll explain later. She goes, well, me and your stepdaughter, I have a stepdaughter. She's like, we would like Starbucks. Have you ever ordered Starbucks before? It's not a fucking double-double. You know what I mean? It's a long list of order for one drink. Like ordering Starbucks is like 2 fingers in my ass. You know? I was pissed. I gotta order this shit. I can't even tell you what the thing was. I gotta read it to you because it's so fucking long. She's like, okay, your stepdaughter would like a venti iced chai tea latte with oat milk, light ice cream, strawberry, sweet cold foam. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm still throbbing in the anal. And then she's like, and I would like a venti iced oat latte with toffee nut syrup, brown sugar, cold foam, caramel drizzle, Cali light. I'm like, shut the fuck up before I drizzle my nut foam on your fucking lip. And then you can pay me $30. Right? Starbucks. It's too funny. I also don't smoke weed anymore, guys. I run a festival, cannabis festival, actually with Ronan, but I don't smoke weed anymore because, A, I have a job other than this that I can't. But at the second time is that I gained a lot of weight from smoking weed, right? And I just didn't want to get munchies and get fat, right? But my buddy was like, hey man, there's so many dispensaries, they're so smart. Just go in there and ask them for what you want and they'll give you what you want. I'm like, yeah, really? He goes, yeah. So I walked in, I'm like, excuse me, sir, can I get a joint that doesn't make you fat? And he was like, no, fam. We don't got a joint that gets you fat, fam. No. I'm like, what, you don't have a joint that doesn't give you the munchies? He's like, no, fam. We don't got that kind of... And then he like sobered up for a second. He's like, actually, hold on a second. And then he grabbed this joint and he gave it to me and he goes, go home and smoke that, fam. So I went home and smoked it and I fucking passed out. So I guess he was right. I didn't fucking eat. They are smart there. Anybody do edibles in here tonight? The quiet ones? Nice. I don't do edibles anymore either, guys. I had a crazy story about the edibles. I'll tell you about it. I went to my buddy's house and he had a tray of cookies and I love cookies, right? And I walked into my buddy's house and I ate a couple, like 5 of them. And my buddy came down and he goes, who ate those cookies? I said, they were delicious. What were they? Miss Vicky's? He's like, those are edibles. I'm like, what are those? He's like, you're gonna fucking die. I'm like, what? He goes, you're gonna fucking die. And then he goes, and get out of here. I'm like, nice friend, just gonna die on your porch? Like, at the time I was like, whatever, I was online dating, right? And I was like, I had a date in like 20, 30 minutes. I'm like, whatever, just go to this date, right? As I started walking the date, I started getting fucked up off those cookies and I just kept walking. I just pictured my friend's mouth going and be like, die, die, die. But I kept walking, right? And in my man brain, I was like, I should probably get some condoms. You know? So I went to the store and I bought some condoms and the cashier was like, would you like a bag for that? I'm like, no, it's okay. She's not that ugly. I was the cookies, I swear to God. I'm telling you. So I kept walking, I kept going, got to the bar, walked inside, saw her, and she didn't look like her picture, right? And I was tripping out, I was like, holy fuck. She doesn't look like her picture. Either she's trying to catfish me or those are good cookies, right? But I was nervous, she didn't look like her picture, and I respect everybody, but I was like, fuck this, I'm not looking like my picture. So I quickly transformed into Sloth from Goonies. You remember that movie? And I was just like, "Yay, you guys!" She looked at me. She was like, I fucking love that movie. I gave her a Baby Ruth. It's part of the movie. So that was my Christian mingle experience. And that's how I met my wife. Look at that, hey? Look at that. Look at that. Speaking of my wife, she's great. She was at the door helping you guys out today, and she lets me come up here and do comedy and tells me how much she hates it later. But we all couples in here tonight? You guys all couples? Round of applause, couples. You guys like to mess around with each other for good fun, right? Good banter makes for a fun time, right? We were watching a movie, me and her. It was called A Quiet Place. You guys see this movie? Apparently I breathe heavy. She looked at me, she was like, if you were in this movie, you wouldn't even make it to the sequel. I was like, well, I guess you wouldn't make it either because you just opened your mouth before the fucking credits. You know? I have a terrible birthday. It's on Valentine's Day. It's a terrible birthday. Yeah, thank you. It's never my day. You know what I mean? It's never my day. My mom was always happy. I spent a lot of time with my mother on my birthday growing up. All my friends had girlfriends and stuff like that. You know? Yeah. It's a terrible birthday. It's never my day. Can you guess what I was turning? I was turning to my wife being like, what do you want to do tonight? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? She's like, we should go for a pedicure and facial. I was like, who the fuck's giving her a facial? She's like, settle down. I said, you settle down. I'll give you a facial right here in the car right now. And then I'll come on your feet. Because it's my birthday. She gets hangry though, eh, guys? You guys, girls get hangry in here? Guys, girls, whoever, right? You guys get hangry? She gets hangry. I was playing volleyball. You guys remember I was smashing that guy, right? Off the face. And I looked over. I could tell she was like starving. And I was like, you want me to go home and get us a pizza? She goes, that would be lovely. I said, okay, cool. So I ordered a pizza. It was like 41 minutes. So it was like a minute late from Pizza. And she was like, where the fuck's that pizza? I'm like, I don't know. Here's the number. Call it. So she calls it, right? She's like, we're looking for a pizza at 21 Cardiff Court. The guy was like, oh, I thought you said Carter Court. She goes, no, Cardiff. He goes, spell it. She goes, C as in creamy garlic. A as in an hour ago. R for real fucking bacon. D for dipping sauce. Better not forget that creamy garlic. I for impatient. F for fucking hungry. And then she did F again. She was like, I'm still fucking hungry. The guy showed up to the door with a Snickers bar. And the dipping sauce. I knew I was going to get 1 minute of that Snickers bar. You know? I was pissed. I was hungry too. I couldn't hit her, so I farted on her pillow. She woke up with pink eye. I was like, don't make me hungry. Next morning, I woke up with peach eye. I guess a pussy fart has the same effect. There you go, ladies. Give your man a fucking squirt. You like that one? Nice. We had this huge storm in Whippy. You guys remember the storm? We had like we've had a few of them, you know what I mean? And there was this huge black cloud, and it was all the radio, was everything. Oh, there's this tornado coming, blah, blah, blah. I saw this huge black cloud, and I was laying on my couch with my hand down my pants looking for work. I was like, oh, that's a pretty bad cloud that's coming in here. I should probably grab the umbrella and everything in the backyard and put it into the garage so it doesn't end up in someone's head or in backyard or whatever, right? And you know when you're about to do something and then somebody tells you to do it? Isn't it the fucking worst? You know you're about to do something and somebody says, put that dish away. I was like, I'm just about to put that dish away. You know what I mean? It's the worst, right? So I was going to go get this umbrella, right? In the backyard, and it was raining. It was raining really hard. And I was wearing slides. And for the old people, that's sandals. And I ran out and I slipped and I caught my toe on the pavement, split open. I was in so much pain. There was blood everywhere. I looked down, and as soon as I looked up, I heard my wife go, grab the umbrella. And as soon as she did that, I swear to God, the wind whipped the tennis ball, hit her right in the fucking mouth. I was like, I looked at her, I should have been like, are you okay? But I was like, how was it? You know? It's a good relationship. This is what you do, right? Right? It's amazing. We also went to Jamaica, me and her. I know everybody's talked about Jamaica tonight, but I'll talk about it as well. Had a great time in Jamaica. I don't like flying. It's because of that movie Alive. Remember that movie? Worst fucking movie. If you don't know what it is, it's about a plane of college students that fly into like the Himalayas or something in snow and crash and freeze to death and eat each other's ass to stay alive. Right? So I was in Jamaica and I was in the waiting room, right? And I was nervous and I was like, just prepping myself. I was like, I'm looking for the nicest ass I gotta eat in case this fucking plane goes down. I was with my buddy and his friend, and we had another couple. My one buddy looks at me, goes, some girl walked by, he's like, look, baby got back, eh? I licked my lips and like, baby's got fucking back bacon. Staying alive on this trip. Right? So I got to Jamaica and had an amazing time. And what they don't tell you in the TripAdvisor is that if you have a really good time in Jamaica, you might come back Jamaican. I did. Right? So I was waiting for another friend. He hadn't showed up yet. And I was nervous because I thought his plane crashed and he was eating ass. Right? And I went to the front desk and I was like, look, I'm looking for my friend Steve Taylor. Can you tell me where he is? And she was like, 1 moment. And then she like walked away. It was like 5 moments. Right? And then she saw me again like I was a fresh white guy off the boat, you know? She's like, oh yeah. Stephen Taylor, yeah. Thomas Cook, yeah. Pending. What the fuck does pending mean? Late, man. Late. And she pulled a chicken bone out of her mouth. They like chicken. So I was like I said, I had a good time in Jamaica. I came back from my trip, and I was at work. My friends were like, "What are you having?" "We're going to Timmy's. You want something?" I was like, "Yeah, man. Tea, 2 sugar, my youth." My buddy looked at me. He's like, "You're an idiot." You know, I was out clubbing, we're partying and stuff. My buddy's like, "Yo, man, what are you having?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. You know we be drinking rum and Red Bull. Signal the plane, signal the plane." My buddy goes, "It's a fucking country bar. We don't signal the plane here." We were out for dinner, me and my wife, right? Waiter's like, "What are you having?" I'm like, "Jerk chicken and rice. Some peas." Guy's like, "It's an Italian restaurant." My wife looked at me, she goes, "You're a fucking idiot. We left Jamaica 3 fucking months ago. I gotta end this." She dropped me off at Jane and Finch. I was white in seconds. Jokes. My mom was saying to me before the pandemic, she was like, "Ryan, when are you gonna give me grandkids?" You know, and before the pandemic, I was like, "I don't want kids," right? But I said, "What I'll do for you, Mom, is I'll adopt a kid at 16, he or she, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, can get 2 birthdays and 2 Christmases out the fucking door at 18, problem solved. He or she or whatever, see ya." You know? Pandemic hit. I lost both my jobs. I thought of a great idea. I'd have a baby. So I had a baby. I'm a pandemic daddy. I'm a pandemic daddy. She looked at me, my wife. She goes, "Yo, Ryan, you know, I'm gonna be 40 next year. If you want to have a baby, this is it. This is the time. If you want to do it, now's the time." And everybody in the pandemic was about family and swimming and whatever. And I was like, fuck, well, I have a swimming pool, but I don't have my own child. I'm taking care of her kids. And I was like, you know, I just grabbed my beer and I was like, "Get upstairs." 1 pump, Kobe got a boy. 1 pump, that was it. You gotta go deep for that shit. I was like, bam! Got a boy, all right? My stepdaughter goes, "What if it gets your nose?" I'm like, "What's wrong with my nose?" So apparently I have a nose complex now. So now I wear my hat backwards to even out the rest of my head. I don't even fuck my girl with my dick anymore, just stick my nose in her. I fucking sneezed and got her pregnant. People were saying, like, how was the pregnancy? I'm like, I don't know, I wasn't pregnant. But it was good, I guess. I don't know. In the beginning, I thought my son didn't like me, right? He was one of those things I was just like, I don't know if he doesn't like me, because every time she handed him to me, he was like, eh, eh, yeah, yeah. I was like, all right, he's not even, I'm like, I think he wants you. And as soon as I gave it back, nipple in the mouth, he was good. At one moment, I was like, a part of me, the way the world's going, I'm like, should I give him my nipple? Would that be no binary? No, I probably shouldn't. Yeah? Yeah, but he just used to cry a lot. He used to cry whatever. And my wife, like, she has big tits, right? So she just whip out a titty, right? Just fucking speed bag him in the head, right now? And he's just trying to latch on, right? She's just fucking going like this. He tried to catch it, and there's like milk spraying off his forehead. It's aiming at me, and I'm like dodging it like the Matrix. You know what I mean? And then finally he just goes, ah! I'm like, holy fuck, is he drunk? She's like, he's milk drunk. Loves mommy's titties. Can I give him my nipple? No. My son now, he's now 3 now. He's starting to get his own little bit of way about himself now, right? It's great, you know, it's nice to see. He loves this show, Baby Shark. You guys ever seen this show? Terrible show. My son needs an intervention from this show already, all right? He's just like, wakes up every morning, he's just like, baby shark, da, 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 baby shark, da, 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 baby shark, da, 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 baby shark. Daddy shark, da, 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 daddy shark, da, 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 daddy shark, da, 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 daddy shark. Mommy shark, da, 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 mommy shark. You know where I'm going with this, grandma, right? Then he just gets really excited. He's just like, ah, baby shark. And I'm like, holy fuck, my son's fucking. And before he can finish that sentence, my wife goes, that's what you look like when you watch football. So funny. I do gotta watch my, and I'm a Bills fan. I'm going, break a table, you know? But I gotta watch my son. I gotta watch what I say around him, right? Watch my swearing, right? And I'm watching the Bills and they get a touchdown. I'm like, fuck yeah. And then I look over and he's there and he's like, fuck, again, you know? Try not to, right? A couple days later, my wife's like, Hendrix, what do you want to watch? He's like, Baby Shark. She puts it on. He's like, fuck yeah. She's like, that's you, asshole. That's all you. You know? I want to be a really good father, guys. I really want to be a good father. But I'm nervous. I'm nervous to be a father, to be a good one. Because growing up in my household, things were different. Like, you know, when you used to grow up back in the day, you could do things to your kids that now you'll get arrested. Right? So I remember I was swimming in the pool and I came up, my mom saw me and she put her foot back on my head and said, you need to learn how to swim. If I did that to my son, I'd be arrested. You know? I remember I was peeing the bed till I was 12. My dad had enough and he put an electric mat under me. I was like, ah! And I didn't fucking pee the bed anymore. I might have got a few screws loose, but hey, I'm here. You know? My father, he was Irish. He was an alcoholic. Of course he was. He was Irish. And he used to say to me, he's like, hey, Ryan, let me tell you about the birds and the bees. If somebody comes up to you and says, you want some candy? You say, show me your cock first. And then if he does, get the hell out of there. That's awesome, Dad. Thanks a lot. Wicked advice. I was at elementary school. Some awesome kid was like, you want some candy? I was like, show me your cock. And then I got fucking expelled. Can't teach my son this? Do we even want my son to even go to elementary school nowadays? I feel it's like so weird. I'm nervous for him to go to elementary school. Like when we were back in the day, we could do a lot of stuff. Like we could throw snowballs. Now you can't do that. It's a form of abuse. Right? You could play tag. Now you can't do that. It's a form of abuse. Kids got to walk around in school. They got to smell like shit. Can't wear perfume or cologne, you know? We could do that. I don't know. It was a different time, right? We had the best games growing up, right? Remember fucking Red Ass? Yeah, best game. Used to bend over and pray to God that guy had bad aim. Or you're gonna take a fucking few in the hole. You remember that? Guys, if you had long testicles, you better tuck that shit away. Even the teacher would be like, is that Johnny on the wall right there? Yeah, give me that wall. Fucking teacher for talking in my class. They can't do that now, right? I don't know what they do now. Fucking Red Rover. There was another beauty. Remember that game? Yeah. Red Rover, Red Rover. We called Janet over, and as soon as Janet started running, you and your buddy clinched real hard, and you fucking kicked her head up. Remember? Started kicking her head in the fucking soccer net. Teacher's like, what happened to Janet? Nothing, miss. We were just playing Red Rover. Yeah? I remember back in the day, like, we could eat fucking whatever we wanted, right? Like, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, right? Who loves a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich? What happened? Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter. Can't even sing that song anymore. You know? I remember I was playing video games, right? Before I went to school one day, and I was playing whatever. And my mom was like, Ryan, what do you want for lunch? I was like, peanut butter and jelly and a juice box. She's like, but I got this great roast. I'm like, peanut butter and fucking jelly. You know? That's all we ate. Now there's like gluten. What is that, anyways? Sounds like a booger. You got gluten on your nose. Right? What happened? Where did all these things come from? I remember when I was growing up, someone might have been allergic to pollen. That was it, remember? It wasn't weed or whatever, just itching his eyes. It's pollen. Right? I remember there was one guy maybe in the back of the class. He's like, oh, there's Billy over there. Shitting his pants again. Seems to only happen on milk day. Oh, he's lactose. Okay. It's crazy. Got a couple lactose intolerance here tonight. So funny. I bought my son a Lamborghini for Christmas. The Power Wheels. All right? And it was a funny thing. So I bought him this Lamborghini, and we didn't have a winner, as I said earlier. So I was like, son, Hendrix, you want to go to the park? He's like, park. I'm like, you want to take the Lambo? He's like, Lambo. So I put him in the car. We start driving down, right? I'm controlling. He's behind the wheel. Whatever. He's having a great time. We're getting down the sidewalk, come up over the hill, come down the hill. There's the park. All the parents see him in the Lambo. They're looking at me. They're looking at their kids, looking back at me. They're like, you fucking dick. As they know, they're going to have to buy their kid this fucking thing. And I'm like, whatever, you know, driving it down. I get to the bottom. I'm like, go to put him down, put the bottom, and then one of the people, all the kids wanted to play, right? And I'm like, they can play. And they're like, no. The parents are like, no. My son's not going in there. Kids are not going in there. I'm like, okay, whatever. We're not giving out candy, you know? Right? Settle down. It's a Lamborghini. His dad comes around the corner. He's got two daughters on bikes. His daughter starts circling my son in the Lambo like sharks. The dad thought he was funny. He goes, look at your son, eh? Picking up chicks already? I said, look at yours too. Gold digging already too. True story. I'm nervous though. My son, he's got, I got blonde hair and blue eyes. My son has white hair and blue eyes. Like, he looks like a Children of the Corn. For the older people, you remember the Glad garbage bag guy? That's my fucking son growing up. You know? And I'm worried because with that hair, no, in any movie you watch, they're always villains. He's not, I feel like he's gonna be an evil person. Right? I'm worried for him. Right? My son at 1.5, we're going to the grocery store to get hot dogs and hamburgers for the barbecue. At 1.5, we walked in the grocery store, my son went like this. I was like, put that hand down. He went, Heinz. He knew we needed ketchup, but what the fuck? You know? But I'm telling you, man, my son, I'm nervous. I'm nervous he's going to be evil, right? Because any movie you watch, think about it, right? Think about all the movies you watch with guys with that hair, right? Like, for instance, Rocky, Drago, Russian, blonde hair, bad guy, right? Even in Barbie, Ken was a bad guy. Demolition Man, black guy, blonde hair, bad guy. It's for the 2 black guys in here, so they get their reference. You know? Even Malfoy from Harry Potter, he was a cunt. All the princes and princesses from Game of Thrones, all cunts. What's my son gonna grow up to be? Ellen DeGeneres? Cunt. Hey, it's a different world now. You never know, right? You never know. It's a different world. Quinn was saying, happy Pride Month. Yeah, Pride Month. It's nice that sex or gender gets a full month, you know? Or even a race gets a full month in February. It's nice, you know? I think the best things in life are families. And the government gives us a day. No matter what race, sex, gender, families are the best in life, and we get a day. Somebody needs to change this. Somebody needs to fix this shit because even sharks get a week. It's insane. You guys are great, man. It's been a great time here tonight. Yeah. Thank you. You guys are awesome, man. Give it up for your night. Give it up for you guys. You guys are awesome. Give it up for everybody.